What is up? What is up with you, little beautiful creature, whoever you are, wherever you are? Thank you and I love you for checking me out. Thank you for coming to the Echoes from an Addict podcast. Now, this is going to be just a more introduction, a better introduction. The other one I did because I just wanted to do it. I was launching the channel, getting everything out there. So this is a better introduction. Again, like I said, my name is James. Echoes from an Addict is all about getting in the mind frame of an addict, getting in the mind frame of someone in recovery. And it is also about the differences of mental disabilities and what they can do to the mental mind when you use drugs and what drugs do to mental disabilities, vice versa. That's in a nutshell what this whole thing that I'm trying to blossom into a bigger adventure and what I want to do with my sobriety. Now, I am right now in my 10th year of sobriety. March 26, 2017 is when I got on my knees in a bathroom, y'all, and I prayed to my higher power. I said, look, dude, you give me this job, you give me this thing that everybody tells me that I need, I'll cut everything out. I'll walk away from the life I'm living, the stuff I'm doing, the people, places, things, all that. And so I did get the job because I'm here. So, and previously before that job, I was living a very radical, off the wall, sporadic, crazy lifestyle. I can't explain it more than that. I will explain it more than that as I go, but that's all I can say, because if I try to explain all kinds of stuff to you throughout my whole years of addiction and then years of recovery and this and that, we're going to be here forever. So I'm just giving you the rundown of just who I am, just vibing out with you. So what was my drug of choice that I chose to do all the time? Psychedelics, marijuana. Those were the two main things that I used all the time. It was my thing that I liked. Now, what addictions that I got addicted to was methamphetamine, heroin, different styles of opiates, not just heroin itself. But I got addicted to methamphetamines, heroin, and like I said, different variants of opium. And then also, I got into the, X and other different party drugs that over time I didn't use. To be brutally honest, I've tried certain things like Molly and X and all the raver type of hallucinogenic, speedy type of substances. It never went mixed well with me. I'm the type of person I do it just one thing or one drug at a time at that point in time. So if I was doing something, it would be taking one thing, like drinking and then smoking weed and then taking pills. That was the thing. It wasn't like I'm saying with the X, where I'm taking X or taking a speedball or anything like that, taking two things and doing it at the same time in one substance is what I'm saying. So I never really was that type of guy. I'm the type of guy wholesale. I just want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything else, So with that being said, just going down through different things drug-wise, that's in a nutshell almost everything that I was addicted to, which was the speed and the opiates. And it was hard to come off of the speed at first, but then after the fact of getting days in and doing the things I was doing, it became easy for that on my side of things. It was harder for other people because other people Um, Again, I had to change everything, y'all. I had to change people, places, things I did, everything, which isn't a big deal with me, or it wasn't a big deal with me because I was just done. I was at the end of my run. Um, and then, at that end of the run, I had to pick and choose, like if I was going to keep going down this road or if I was going to go this way, and I went this way. So that's where I am at right now. So again, March 26, 2017 is my sobriety date. That is when I got the job. That is when I started the job, and that's when I quit everything. Now, not now when I say everything, y'all, I'm not meaning I just done. I quit everything each year. So like the first 3 years, I will tell anybody and everybody that is the hardest, especially you're looking at somebody that did drugs, sold drugs, was in that environment from the age of 13 until I was 30. I never fully worked a full time job in my life until around the age of 30 because that's all I did. That's all I did. I made my money off of hustling and doing what I was doing because of where I was raised and what I was um, adapted mentally into to believe, okay, this is how I need to live. This is what I'm good at, type of mentality. And then I just got to a point in my life when it was, okay, all this bad stuff has happened to me. I'm going to go from not just like the seller and the user, but I'm going to go head first into I'm just going to be a full blown, junkie, a full blown person that is addicted to stuff. I'm trying to think of another word, but I can't think of it. So don't hate me, y'all. But somebody that's just addicted to that wantingness of it all, and not just the drugs, but everything else. So when it became just where I wanted to just do the drugs and I didn't want to be a part of anything else, is when I hit rock bottom. And that's when, how I said at the very beginning, when I went into the place that I was working and I asked God on my knees in a fucking bathroom, sweating, DTing, just believe me, bro, if you would have seen me, you wouldn't have hired me. This is real. This is facts. But this man was so amazing. And he gave me that job, and I will forever be indebted to him because he helped me in a way that he has no clue about. And I've tried to explain this to this dude like several times, and he's cool. He's nice about it, and he's all like, "Oh, that's great, that's good," But you get what I'm saying. He's just being, he's just being nice to be nice, because he's never gone into, okay, what were you addicted to, or what did this happen? It was just like, oh, okay, cool. Not like he didn't make a big deal, which is cool. I don't want nobody to make a big deal about my sobriety in general, but I wanted him to understand, like, he helped me get somewhere, and he was grateful about it. And like I said, to this day, he still doesn't understand at all, and I will always be, like I said, indebted to him. I owe him a debt, man, because he took me from living where I was living in Indianapolis, barely scraping it, making it by. I was homeless. I was doing crazy off the wall stuff at that point in time, just for money, and stuff I'm not even going to bring up because it's stuff I don't do, but it's just, when you get in that environment and you get down to rock bottom, as they would say, you basically, fuck it. You're either going to do what you're going to do and you're going to try to die from what you're doing, or you're going to straight die from someone else's hand because of what you're doing. So with that one, it's been an uphill battle because the hardest thing, going back into the 3 years that I was getting clean from like each hard substance, was, I will say, the craziest time of my life. Everything from seeing people I've known my whole existence to turn on me because I did not want to do something for them, or people going out of their way and trying to get me to go do things for them and then get mad at me because I don't want to do them anymore, or people just not believing that I was doing what I was doing in my life, which was getting clean from the life that I used to live. And when that happened, the first 3 years, I've seen so much stuff. Like I said, from people turning on me to places I worked at acting weird because I was acting different. Because that's another thing, is like when you do get sober and you do get into a fully, cognitively here mind frame of everything, and you're not on robot, you see and hear the way people really treat you. And some people can deal with it. Me, I dealt with it, but at another standpoint, like, I didn't deal with it that good. Like, I dealt with it in a way that I was able to do what I needed to do and get through what I needed to do, but then I dealt with it in a way that if someone pushed me to that point, then it was a done deal type thing. Like, I was going to go off. And the reason why I'm using going off is when I first started, it felt like this hill that I was trying to get up with people and places. That was one of the biggest things, is cutting off all the people that I knew, cutting off the places I used to go and hang out, cutting off people, going back into that. The reason why it was hard with some people was because some people, I didn't see them as a serve. I seen them as friends, as family, as, people close to me. Because, again, you got to understand, 13 to close to 30 years old, that it was an operation. You know what I mean? It was a ran operation type thing. So, like, when there was that pull back from me, trying to walk away from something that I was a part of in that world, in the drug world, in the addiction world, in the poverty, in the world that people are stuck in right now, and in the world that I was stuck in. So trying to leave that was the hardest thing, because there were certain people, like I said, I would just serve, and then there was other people I'd serve because I just wanted their money. And it was a big eye-opener to see the differences between the people that I cared about that didn't care about me, and then the people that I didn't care about actually, like, show me respect and care about my actual decision upon what I was trying to do in my life at that point in time. So with the first 3 years was the hardest, because I didn't know how to do it, because I didn't go to rehab, y'all. I didn't go to some specialty place and sit in a box and cry about my feelings about how fucked up my life was. I didn't do that. I've never been that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that guy to go to someone on my own. Now, growing up, I went through a lot of mental challenges and a lot of mental trauma, which I will get into later down the line, which is on the mental part of the whole thing, whole spectrum that I'm trying to bring to y'all. This is just about the drug part. This is just about, hey, like, this is what I've overcame a little bit. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm going to try to cut this off about 20 minutes, man. But again, like, I'm just giving you a little backstory upon who I am, and a little backstory on what I've had to go through with my sobriety. So for anybody that doesn't know, I am in my 10th year of sobriety. I am in my 6th year of sobriety towards alcohol. So, and I want to push this to anybody, man. Like, if you are battling addiction, or if you're battling addiction, or if you're battling relapse, always get a hold of somebody. Always try to make the best situation out of what you think you cannot overcome. Because when you think that you can't overcome it, then you're going to fall to it. So that's why I say, please, if you're battling something and it seems like nobody's helping you or nobody's doing that, the only thing that I'm going to tell you, man, and I know it's harsh, but it's real. Say you're a magazine dude, going out, dude or chick, selling magazines, and you're knocking on doors trying to get somebody to buy something. Say you have to do at least 500 knocks that day. That's 500. You're going to find at least 1 to 2 people. So take that analogy I just gave you to getting a hold of somebody, and don't stop until somebody does. That's the only thing I can tell you, is don't stop. Try to connect with people that is going to connect to you, that care about your well-being, no matter how it is, no matter if it's mental, physical, spiritual, no matter emotional. Like, try to get in contact with those people, especially if you feel like you're going to relapse, or if you're trying to get into sobriety and thinking about it and wanting to do what I'm talking about. So other than that, I'm just going to tell you, like, I do have things lined up with people to do more interviews and more stuff. I do have different videos I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna work them out, and I'm getting used to reading scripts and stuff. Excuse me. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to pick that up. I thought my mic wouldn't pick it up. Anyway, so with all this being said, I wanted to come up on here, give you a little bit more information about who I am, what I've gone through. Now, was it hard for me doing what I did? Yes. But have I overcame it? Yes. Will I keep doing what I'm doing? Yes, I will. I'll keep doing exactly what I'm doing, which is I make music. I do graphics on the internet. I have things that I want to do. So, and I'm going to keep doing them and get better at doing them. And hopefully, when I launch my clothing line and other things get to going, I can bring merch for this whole podcast and everything, stickers. I have a whole thought about all this. So, but other than that, I've ran out of thoughts in my head of explaining little bits and pieces about me. Definitely leave comments, leave, if you got questions or anything like that, man, leave it down there. Like, I want you to pick my brain. I want to bounce off of whoever, and definitely learn about whoever, and definitely please like, share, and definitely subscribe, but please just share. That's all I'm saying. Please share. Even if you don't subscribe, please share, man, just so I can get out there, so I can get this going, more people can see it, and then I can get more things lined up, and I can get more people behind what I'm trying to do, so it can fully come to fruition of what I'm trying to do, which is bring stories of other people that has gone through different things that I've gone through, or other people that's in addiction and that needs a voice and an outlet, just to come up on here and talk about what they're going through. and try to have someone understand them for them and not understand them for what they do or who they are. You know what I mean? Basically, kind of like looking into them from the outside. And hopefully that makes sense to everybody. But again, I do want to say thank you for anybody that sat down with me for this amount of time. I will be doing another one of these here probably in a few more days, and I'll have a lot more. I'll sit down, I'll think of talking points and whole bunch of other stuff. But I just wanted to do this because I got everything set up the right way, and I bumped that by accident. But I have everything set up the right way to do the interviews, and I have everything set up to start recording just things like this for myself to drop it onto the channel. And I will get better as what I'm doing. I just need to start accumulating extra amount of money and start dumping it into the projects I want to. So with that one, stay to the positive, never to the negative. Always remember that. Go over the day, baby. You play. You want to get one life to live. You better live it for today. Stay blazing, stay amazing, stay true, stay you no matter what you doing.